Hello there. While the whole world fearfully awaits developments in the Middle East, the establishment continues to busy itself with welcoming the tens of thousands of newcomers who arrive both illegally and legally into the UK every single month. All eyes are on the Middle East, while we keep importing a potential civil war. And it's not just in the UK either. The whole Western world has slipped into a self-destructive mentality of decline, all egged on by the useful idiots who think they're working towards some sort of Marxist utopia. But they are being led by those with much darker ambitions, part of which is the total destruction of Israel to be replaced by a one-state system under Islamic rule. They do not want a two-state solution, except maybe as a stepping stone in their fight for their ultimate one-state solution. From the river to the sea is what it's all about for them. Just look at the weekly marches in London. And on Saturday, when news that Iran had launched loads of drones against Israel, the crowd cheered. So much for wanting peace.
We interrupt the protest to bring you this announcement. The Islamic Republic of Iran has just sent tens of drones towards Israel.
All those smiley, happy faces. What do you think they were hoping for? That they were missiles of peace, maybe? And one little girl who was badly hurt was the only casualty. Many of the 99% of the drones and missiles that were shot down before entering Israeli airspace. But it looks to me like those protesters would be very happy to see more rockets fired at Israel and to get through. And every day more of them arrive in the UK, swelling their ranks. And to remind you of their true aim, here is one poster that was on display on Saturday. One state, equal rights. Yes, one state called Palestine with zero room for Israel and potentially its people. But whose equal rights is the question? I bet some of the misguided on that march think it's about a secular state, i.e. non-Jewish. And one state, presumably called Palestine, can only mean the elimination of Israel and the casting of the Israelis to the four winds, or worse. Don't be fooled by talk of a two-state solution. Israel is determined to survive, and the vast majority of those involved in this march do not want that. And as Hamas states in their 2017 declaration, while they exist, they will fight with weapons until there is only one state under Islamic rule from the river to the sea. That's it. And Hamas is largely funded by Iran. Now I wonder why Israel is so keen on defending itself. And I really do have to wonder why our government is so keen to morph our nation's once cohesive and united population into another European balkanised state. It has to be part of a plan, otherwise it would not have continued for so long at so fast a pace. A plan supported from the very top of our establishment and carried out by those that were placed in authority via the Marxist long march through the institutions. And opening our borders is a great way of destabilising the nation to the point of collapse. And it's about time we woke up. Even the Church of England is bent on its own demise. Its hierarchy has succumbed and is busying itself with emptying the pews in order for the eventual conversion of our churches into places of worship for another demographic. Now many people will cheer the demise of the church in the belief that full-on secularism will be the result. A state where religion is a minor personal matter and everything will be run on the basis of ecological and health sciences. But secularism, which is a privilege allowed by a Christian society, is something you won't find in the likes of Iran, which imposes its Islamic rule in a very brutal fashion. And secularism only survives when there is no strong religious feeling exerting its will on politics. So how long do you think secularism would survive in the UK, given the current onslaught against our Judeo-Christian societal bedrock? It is my belief that the secular society would be but a fleeting moment in our history, to be replaced with something far less desirable. As night follows day, the Enlightenment will be replaced by the Endarkment. And our governments and councils continue to appease by allowing statues to be pulled down, streets to be renamed, and our history to be completely rewritten. Especially our proud moment of destroying the Atlantic slave trade. We British are allowing outsiders to invent political brickbats with which to hit us. Now, there are many people out there who are concerned about the situation, and some are also very angry. But for some reason, unlike the pro-Palestine mob, we are too timid and cowed to make our voices heard. We have been conditioned to believe that any criticism is completely off limits. It's xenophobic and bigoted. Unless that criticism is channelled inwards at Britain and the British. Why have we let it come to this? Probably because of the echo chamber safety valve that a carefully controlled social media has become. We are allowed to say what we feel, up to a point. But go too British and you will be labelled as far right and targeted. And kicking the Tory right buttock of the establishment by voting for the Labour left buttock is not going to save us, because it's the same establishment. And of the four parts of the UK, it is England that has fallen the furthest. The English are the only ones that have been stripped of their flag, anthem and heritage, all on the basis of supposed bigotry and the requirement that they are tolerant to all at the expense of their own. And the capital, London, is the worst. Fly a foreign flag and demand the destruction of Israel and its people, and it's all fine and dandy. But don't you dare show pride in the Union flag or the flag of St. George when other flags are prominent, because you might cause offence. Except on St. George's Day itself, of course, the one day of the year when it's safe to go to Trafalgar Square and fly your flag. A sort of state-controlled English patriotism, state-controlled with a one-day-a-year safety valve built in. Englishness is definitely under attack. In England.